Hey, how's it going, everybody? It is Keith with Craps TX. Thank you so much for tuning in as always. And if you don't mind, hit that thumbs up for us before we get started, and subscribe if you haven't yet. Hit that bell for notifications and you'll be notified when we put out another video. So this will air Monday, August the 4th, I think. We'll be back from our cruise at that point. I'll have an update on the following video that next Thursday after that. But what I wanted to do is wrap up this series of how I would play it if I'm going to be playing this 66 inside. So if you recall, if you watched the last episode, which was session 5, we ended up with 1595. I am going to use these black chips again now that I've kind of gone down a little bit. We've been as high as 2,043. We started out this whole series with $400, so we are still up for the trip, I guess, if my trip were to turn out this way. If it would, it'd be great. I probably wouldn't even play this. I would probably just keep it. But anyway, so we have $15.95 that we're going to start this session with. This will be the last session. $15 table. I'm going to put 1,000 to the side. I'm not even going to play with that. So we're just going to go with the $5.95 that's left over here. So let me go ahead and get this racked up and we'll just go ahead and get started. Easiest way to do it is just to play it out and show you as we go. If you followed along with the other sessions of this thus far, you should know how I've been playing it, which is 66 inside Dave's way from Casino Quest. There's their banner right there. So yeah, go check their channel out. Plenty of good strategies, and that was one of the more recent videos. So Dave's way, go check it out. All right, let's get started. We're gonna go ahead and go with the red dice. I will not be the shooter on the first couple of shooters. I'll be shooter number 3. That's kind of what I've been doing, and hopefully we'll end up on a high note with this. Okay, so we're starting out with $15.95. I'm playing $5.95. All right, so we're gonna wait for a point to get set. Coming out, looking for a point, and we have a 617. That is a frontline winner. Does not help or hurt us at this point. A 437, another frontline winner. And a hard 6. All right, so 6 is gonna be our point. We're gonna put out $66. I'll just put out 75 since I don't have the exact change right now, so we'll get $9 back. And we'll get set up with 66 inside. 15 on each of the inside numbers, and then the 6 and 8 get capped off with 3 more, making it 18 each. And there's where you get your 66, 15, 18, 18, and 15. All right, so we have a little avalanche here of chips. All right, so let's get started. Shooter number 1, we're looking for those inside box numbers, please. And we're not looking for that 0.7 out. So that's kind of starting off the way some of the other sessions did. Yeah, we're just gonna leave that out there since we just got that set up. We'll just turn it off. I'll pay for it here in just a second. We'll get a new set of dice. And we are on to shooter number 2. Let's pay our 66. And I do it the hard way. There's 106, and I'll get 40 back. So I know there's a shortcut to that. I just do it that way because it's easier and quicker. All right, so let's go. We're looking for a point. Shooter number 2, 437. 7s are going to be a bound today, apparently. That was a frontline winner. Does not help. And now we have a hard 8. So 8 will be our point. We are already paid up. Our bets are back on. And we're looking for one of those inside numbers. There we go, 549. That 15 is going to pay 21. We are going to throw in $3, which will make it 24. We are going to press up the 6 and 8 to 30. 24 and 36 makes 60. Divided by 2, that's 30. So that's where we get that from. That is a quarter and a nickel. The rest goes back to the dealer bank. Quarter and a nickel. And there we go. All right, so let's keep getting some hits. We need it. Oh my golly gosh goodness. Say that because I don't want to say what I really want to say. All right, that is a 6-1, and we're done on shooter number 2. And looks like I'm going to get a chance to shoot really quickly now here. All right, let's go ahead and get set up. 66. Well, actually, we'll just wait. Let's wait and see what we get first. How about that? We'll just take that all down since we had 2.7 ounce. It is my turn to shoot. Like I said, I'm going to put $15 on the pass line. I'm going to get a new set of dice. There we go, we'll get that 628. All right, looking to set a point. Dice are out. 639. You notice I didn't get that front line winner like the other two did, but that's fine. Hopefully we get a better result. All right, so our 9 is covered. We're going to put $15 in odds. Actually 16. I need to get change. There is 5 for 5. So we're going to put $16. The reason we do that is because odds pay 3 to 2 on the 5 and the 9, so you need an even number back there. And then we will get set up 66 inside, or I'm sorry, not 66, but we'll cover the rest of these. So that's 36 and 15, 51. So I'm gonna put in 100 down, and I'll get 49 back, or we'll do 50 for 1. How about that? Okay, now we'll get set up. 15 and 18 on the 6 and 8. All right, so we're covered more than 66 because we have odds behind the 9, and we are off. Let's go. 628. All right, that'll work. That 18 is going to pay 21. We're going to throw in $3. Dealer, take my 6 and 8 up to 30. The 21 and the 3 make 24. 24 and 36 make 60. And that goes just like it did a while ago, where it's a quarter and a nickel on each, and the rest of that goes back to the dealer bank. All right, let's get some hits. Let's keep going. Keith is the shooter. I am the shooter. Let's see what I can do. Look what I can do. 15 is going to pay 21. We'll go ahead and let's see, what do we want to do on that? Do we want to do a full press? Since we've already got that pressed up, we might as well. Let's just go ahead and do a full press. All right, so we'll take that up, tell the dealer to take me all the way up. And we are at 35 on that. So 30, 30, 35, and then we got our 9 covered down there on the pass line with $16 in odds behind it. There is a 2 craps, aces. There is a hard 8. All right, that 35 is going, or 30 is going to pay 35. What we're going to do is throw in $1 and make that 36. We'll take this down. Ask the dealer for it. Just tell him to give it to you. Tell him to take that $1 plus 35 that you won and put 18 each back on the 6 and 8, which is 36. And we've regressed. And we have gained a little bit of our money back there. So we have to regress on the 5 still. If we were to hit the 6 or the 8, which we're not going to have to worry about at all because we just 7'd out. So we're not going to run into that scenario at all. So let's go ahead and take this down. Looks like we're going to have plenty of time to get through a few shooters. Are we going to have enough money? Well, yeah, we do, because we could always dip into that if we wanted to, but why dip into it when we're ahead for the trip? Let's just keep going with what we got. All right, so let's go back and get set up for shooter number 4. We'll turn that puck off. We'll get a new set of dice. You know what? I'm going to just change dice altogether. You didn't hear me because I was talking away, but I said I'm just going to change dice altogether. Let's get these blue dice. They seem to work sometimes. Because, you know, it's the dice's fault. That's why. It's the die fault. All right, coming out looking for a point. Shooter number 4. There is a 5, 3, 8. Easy 8. All right, we're going to put 66 down. There's 75. We'll get 9 and change. And get set up for 66 across. I'm sorry, I keep saying across. It's inside. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And there we go. And then cap off the 6 and the 8. And we are done. Let's go. Let's get those inside numbers. Shooter number 4. Can you do what nobody else has been able to? 325, that 5 is going to pay 21. We're going to throw in $3 to make it 24. But we're going to press up the 6 and the 8 to 30 each. So that is going to look just like that. That 24 and 36 makes 60. So that's why we are taking it up to 30 each. First press, and then we'll do a regression if we are so lucky to hit again, and so on and so forth. And there we go, 516. All right, that 30 is going to pay 35. Dealer, just take that 60 down and on the 6 and 8 and give it to me. Take the dollar, add it to the 35 I just won, and put 18 back on the 6 and 8. So there is a regression. So we will now play the 6 and 8 independently. They will not be played together. They'll just be pressed up on a full press, collect, full press, collect. Nice out. There is ace deuce, 3 craps. Might check 1, 2. And a 6. All right, easy 6, 5, 1. That 18 is going to pay 21. We're going to throw in $3. I don't have change, so I will get change. There's a nickel, and there's $2 in change. Dealer, take my 6 up to 42. So 18 plus the 24 is 42, and looks just like that. There we go. So the next hit on that, we will collect, and then we'll press, collect, press, collect. Hopefully, if it happens that way. All right, we got a 1, 3, 4. That is an open spot there. We could spread out here in a little bit. Let's just see how it goes. 6, 3, 9. All right, we haven't pressed that up yet. 15 pays 21. We'll spread that out like that. We'll keep the dollar. Take 10 each and put it on the 5 and 9, please. And that is 25. So we'll put a green chip on both of those to clean it up a little bit. And we are still working with shooter number 4. Let's keep going. There we go. 516. All right, that 42 is going to pay 49 or 50 for 1. And that is a collect. So we're going to collect on that. We now have 4 green chips. I'm going to swap them out for 100 just because I like looking at the black chips over there. Feels like you're doing something, right? 6, 4, 10. All right, that 10 is the other empty spot on the other end. Dice out. And there's a hard 4. Okay, we're just going to keep hitting those holes, I guess. And a 5, 3, 8. All right, we have not pressed up our 8 yet. That 18 is going to pay 21. We're going to throw in $3. I don't have 3. There's a nickel. I'm going to get $2 in change, and I'm going to take that 8 up to 42. Little quarter out there. Take $1 off, and we are at 42. Same thing as the 6. Oh, we just hit it. Point too, wasn't that? Okay, that was point. All right, but same thing as a 6. Next time we hit on that, we will collect, and then we'll press after that. Looking for a new point, and there is a 1, 3, 4. Why not? We've hit enough 4s and 10s. Let's go ahead and have that 4 as a point. Nice out. And 4, 3, 7. Well, that's going to end that for shooter number 4. Puck will go off. We'll take all this down, and we'll continue on with shooter number 5. All right, so what did we get? 104 there, plus, you know, we had to throw in a little bit for some of the power presses, but that's not bad, not bad. All right, let's get a new set of dice. And I think, what'd I say? We're on shooter number 5 now. That 5, 3 looks good. Still got plenty of time. Dice are out, looking for a point. And there is a 5, 1, 6, easy 6. All right, we're going to throw 66 out. There's 50. Yeah, let's do it this way. We don't have change, so let's go ahead and just throw 100 down and get 34 in change. There we go. And we'll get set up 66 inside. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. And we'll cap off at 6 and 8. And we're ready to go with shooter number 5, I think I said it was. 6, 3, 9. All right, that 15 is going to pay 21. What are we going to do? We're going to throw in $3. Make it 24. Dealer, take my 6 and 8 to 30 each. 24 and 36 is 60. 60 divided by 2 is 30. Just to continue to show you that the math does work. I've had some questions on it, but yes, it does work. Whoa. Gotta get better at my chip handling skills. All right, dice out. We have a spot and a dot, aces, no help, 2 craps, and a 5, 1, 6. Okay, that works. Point hit for 1, so that'll go off. 30 is going to pay 35, but what are we going to do? We're going to tell the dealer to take that down, that 60 up there, hand it to us, throw in $1, tell them to add it to that 35, that makes 36, and then put 18 each back on the 6 and 8. 18 times 2 is 36. And the math is mathing. All right, so now we're going to treat those independently. We'll press and collect on the 6 and 8. We still have not had any presses on the 5 and 9, but we would now have 5 as our point. They were not working, so no hits there. All right, 6, 2, 8. All right, we're going to press that 8 up by itself. 18 pays 21. We're going to throw in $3, makes it 24. 24 and 18 is 42. Throw a quarter out there. Take $1 off, and we now have 42. Just so you can see. And we will collect on the next one and then press after that, if we're so lucky to hit those. 6, 4, 10. Nothing there. Eventually we're going to have to grab those. Ace, deuce, 3 craps. Wow, I just threw that too hard. Box cars, 12 midnight. All the spots and dots does not help us. 5, 3, 8. Okay, so we're hitting that. That is 42, which pays 49 or 50 for 1. And we will collect, and then we'll take those 4 green chips, swap them out for a black. So we're in the positive for that shooter, which I believe was number 5. There is a 4, 1, 5. Okay, that is point hit. 15 pays 21. We're going to throw in, no, we're not going to throw in anything. We're going to press that up, the 5 and the 9. So 15 pays 21. We'll keep the $1, put 10 on the 5, 10 on the 9. Clean them up and put a green on each. And we are looking for a new point. 6, 2, 8. 8 will be our point. That is just fine. As long as we keep hitting those box numbers, we'll be doing great. And I just had to say something. There we go. 4, 3, 7 out. All right, we'll go ahead and take all this down. And get ready for, I believe, shooter number 6. I don't have a tally going, but just kind of trying to keep it in my head, which is not always the best place to put it. What did we get? 111 here, plus, you know, we had to put in a little bit, but again, not doing too bad. All right, so let's get a point set first with shooter number 6. And let's see, we'll just do that. I'll be shooter, I guess I could have been shooter number 6. I'll be number 8 if we get to 8. How about that? There's a 5, 2, 7 frontline winner. No point though. There is a 6, 4, 10. 10 will be our point. All right, we've got to set 66 out. I believe we have it. There is 50, 65, and 66. Dealer, please set me up 66 inside. Making a mess over here. All right, and cap off the 6 and 8. And we're looking for some points. Let's go shooter number 6. There is a 6, 2, 8. Not points, but box numbers is what I meant. 18. That 18 is going to pay 21. We're going to throw in a nickel, get $2 change, take it to 24. Dealer, please take my 6 and 8 up to 30 each. Because, why? 24 and 36 make 60. 60 divided by 2 is 30. That's why we go to 30 each. The first hit, we handle the sister numbers together. And we have another 5, 3, 8. 35 is going to pay, or I'm sorry, I always get the bigger number in first. 30 is going to pay 35. We'll tell the dealer to actually take that 60 down that's on the 6 and 8, hand it to us. We'll throw him $1 and tell him to take that along with the 35 that we just won and put 18 each on the 6 and 8. And that helps us recoup a little bit of our money. And then from here on out, we'll press up the 6 and 8 individually if we should hit them again. And we have a 5, 2, 7, so we're not going to hit them again. And we're going to go on to shooter number 7, I believe. Let's just go ahead and leave that out. And we'll just turn it off, and I'll pay for it here in just a second. Here, there's 50, 60, 5, and 6. So we're on to shooter number 7. I think said I'd be shooter number 8 if we have time. We're at 20 minutes right now. We might, unless shooter number 7 can go on a roll. No pun intended. Nothing doing there. Let's just take that hard 4 and see what we can do. Looking for a point. Coming out 6, 2x4 6. 6 will be our point. We've got our 66 out there and paid for. Let's keep going. There is, or did I pay for it? I paid for it. Yeah, I did. All right, there is a hard 8. 8 is going to pay, or 18 is going to pay 21. We're going to throw in $3. There's a nickel. $2 and change. 24 and 36 makes 60. So we'll take our 6 and 8 up to 30 each. Should have this down. I think I have dreams about this now. I've done this so many times. Of course, I've only been playing craps for less than a year. I can only imagine what dealers go through. Let's see. There's another hard 8. All right, so right back on the 8. That 35 is going to pay, or 30 is going to pay 35. We're going to take the 60 down, ask the dealer for that back, give him $1, tell him to take that along with the 35 and press up my 6 and 8, or place my 6 and 8 for 18 again. And that looks a little something like that. And we'll play those independently again, if we can get there. All right, 3, 2, 5. 15 is going to pay 21. That has not been pressed up yet, so let's go ahead and take care of that now. We'll take the 1 out of the 21, keep it. Put 10 each on the 5 and 9, that is 25. So we'll clean that up and put a green on both. And let's go. Keep hitting those inside box numbers. There is a 1, 2, 3. Ace, deuce, craps, 3 craps. And a 4, 3, 7 out. Oh, so I guess I am going to get a chance to shoot again. These will come down. We did get a little bit of money back, but not enough to cover, I don't believe. So, yeah, we'll just set that in there for now and see where we end up on a number, since we are the shooter. But we're going to have to get some money, some change here to get $15 on that pass line. All right, just set us a dice, set us a dice. Get us a set of dice. There is a 5, 3, 8. We'll take it. Dice are out. 1, 3, 4. 4 will be our point. All right, we'll go ahead and put $15 behind on that pass line for odds. And then we need to put 66 out for inside. So I just put 100 down. We'll get 34 and change. And we will get set up and get started here. Hopefully something good. I'll probably be the last shooter for this video, for this session, for this trip, if my cruise happen to go that way. I just learned how to talk a few years ago. All right, 66 inside, 4 is our point. We got that covered on the pass line. Let's go. All right, boxcars, 12 midnight, all the spots and the dots. 4, 1, 5. All right, 5 will be our hit there. 15 is going to pay 21. We're going to throw in $3. Take it to 24. 24, and we're going to add it to the 6 and 8, which is 36. That makes 60. Dealer, please take my 6 and 8 up to 30. And that goes a little something like this. All right, there we go. Let's keep going. Get those inside numbers. And there we go. Hard 6. That 30 is going to pay 35. Dealer, please hand me that 60 on the 6 and 8. Take this $1 and add it to that 35. That's going to make 36. Place my 6 and 8 back for 18 each. And there is our press and regress. We will now play the 6 and 8 independently of each other. Dice are out. There is a 6 right back. All right, that 18 is going to pay 21. We are going to put in $3. There's 5. I'll get 2 and change. That'll be 24 plus the 18 makes 42. You throw a quarter down, and you take a penny back, and you got 14 or $42 there on the 6. The next hit on that, if we're so lucky, will be a collect. There is a 2 craps, a spot and a dot. 6, 4, 10. Nothing down there, although we probably should grab it at some point. I keep saying that, but we just haven't gotten far enough ahead yet. There's another 2 craps. All right. And a 6, 3, 9. Okay, we have not pressed those up yet. That 15 is going to pay 21. We will keep the $1. We'll take 10 on the 9, 10 on the 5. That's 25. Let's clean it up. Put a green and a green. And let's keep going. Dice are out. Inside numbers 6, 3, 9. There we go. 25 is going to pay 35. Dealer, just hand me that 5 and 9 back, please. And with that $35, put $15 each back on the 5 and 9. He'll hand you a nickel, put 15 on the 5, 15 on the 9, and there is your $35 that you just won. Now, every number is going to play independent of each other and be pressed and collected on by themselves. All right, so there is a 5, 1, 6. That 6 is 42. That pays 49 or 50 for 1, and that is a collect. So we will collect that, and we'll actually condense these down. It looks like we're going to get another black chip. All right, let's keep going. Dice out. There is a hard 4. 4 is our point. That is going to go off. Point hit. That 15 on the flat is going to pay 15. The 15 behind is going to pay 30. 2 to 1. So that is good. That's a good hit. Go ahead and take those down. I'm going to bump our pass line up by a nickel, so we now have 20 on the pass line. Just something that I like to do. You don't have to do it. You can keep it at that $15 minimum. I just swapped out 5 nickels for a quarter, and I got another 4 quarters, so I'm going to swap that out for another black chip. So far, so good. Everything is off except for the pass line. We are looking for a point. We have a 6, 1, 7. That is a frontline winner. We're going to take 20 right there. We're actually going to put another nickel on there. I now have 25 on there. I want to hedge on that. So I'm going to play the any 7 or any craps. I'm sorry. So those pay 7 to 1. I need what? 4 units to cover my 25. So I'm going to get $5 and change and put $4 on the any craps, or I'm just going to put it on the C there. If I were to hit that or a craps number, that'll pay 28, and that'll cover that 25 that's down there. And here we can make that look a little nicer and just put a quarter chip on there, since that's what's down there. And there is a 5, 4, 9. Okay, so 9 is going to be our point. We lose that $4, but that was a price we were willing to pay for the hedge. 9, we're actually going to take that down, and we're going to end up putting it behind for odds on the pass line. So there's 25. We'll go ahead and get a green chip for that, and we're going to add a white chip to it because we need an even number. 9s and 5s pay 3 to 2, so 26 is an even number, and that's why I did that. And there we go, right back on it. 5, 4, 9. All right, so that 9 is going to pay 25 on the flat, 3 to 2 on the 26, so that's 13 times, or 26, blah, blah, blah. What is it, 39? I believe. If I'm wrong, I'll correct it later, but hopefully I'm not. So there is 39 for the 26, right? 26 pays 39, I think. 13 times 3. Yeah, 3 to 2. There you go. All right, so now we're just going to leave that pass line at a quarter. We'll go ahead and collect the rest of that. And we'll condense some of that down a little bit before we get on with it. Get on with it. All right, there's 5 nickels for a quarter. There is 4 quarters for a black chip. Sorry about that. All right, that's good. Getting those black chips bumped back up. All right, again, I want to hedge on that 25, so I need to put $4 down on the any craps. That will cover if we happen to hit a craps number. There's a 6, 2, 8. That 8 is going to be our new point. We are good on that. We do lose that $4. We'll take the 8. We'll move it to the 9 to begin with. We'll take that $3 off of there. I'm going to go ahead and grab some odds behind that. We'll just put a quarter behind, just to match it one-time odds on the 8. That pays 6 to 5, so yeah, we're good on that. Don't have to add another chip or anything, and there's an 8 right back. All right, so we're doing so good, so far so good. Pays 25 on the flat and then 30 on the odds. So there we go. And we're kind of getting a little stack over there. I'm going to just leave that at 25. We're off there, off on everything here except for the pass line. We do want to hedge, right? So let's get some more change. There's 5 more. I'm going to put 4 on the any craps. And we're coming out looking for a new point. There is a 527. All right, so we're actually going to win on the front line. We do lose on that because that's a one-time bet. We'll put that quarter over there. There is 4 more quarters for a black chip. And we'll cover our mini craps once more with $4. And there's a 415. 5 will be our new point. We're going to lose that $4. We'll move the 5 over to the 8. We're going to need $3 to cover, or to put a cap on that. So there, our 8 is covered. And then now let's, what's the point? 5, so what's the point, man? We'll put 26 behind that 25 for the 5 there. Play the odds. Nice out. 4, 3, 7 out. All right, that's going to end it. Well, we're getting over 30 minutes anyway, so I guess that's a good place to stop as any. So let's go ahead and take all this down and we'll add it up and see what we ended up with for the final video of this series. Remember, we started out with 400 back on, I guess you could say episode 1 or session 1. Got as high as 2,043. I think we started this session out with 1,595. So let's see where we're at. There's 1,000. We know that much. And it doesn't look like we're going to have to do any condensing down. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's our 1,000. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 1,500. We started out with what, 1,595 I think it was. So there's 16, 17, 1725, 35, 36, 1736. So gained to what, about 240 or so back, 241. Not bad. I will take that. All right, so that is the end of this whole cruise session. I know you guys are probably tired of hearing about it, but I'll do a recap on Thursday's video, the one that comes out after this, of how our trip went. Probably have some slot videos in there as well. Maybe some roulette if we can sneak it in there. Don't know what I'm going to be able to film in there, but I'll see if I can get some permissions here and there. So again, that's going to wrap it up. This was the 66 Inside as seen on Casino Quest, Dave's Way. There's their banner. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them down below. If you'd like to email us, here's our email, crapstx@gmail.com. Again, that's going to wrap it up. Thank you so much for watching. Before you head out, hit that thumbs up for us. That really, really, really helps us out. Subscribe if you haven't yet. Hit that bell for notifications. That way you'll be notified when the next video comes out. My name is Keith. This is CrapsTX, as that logo says right there. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you on the next one. The puck is already off.